Show him some Megazord power! Megazord battle mode now!
Technically, I'm a supervillain. You guys can call me the mad scientist Malcolm Eugene because today we're going to build my long-awaited A7S III rig with all of these parts you see here. About 20 different parts. All the links for most of these parts are going to be down in the description below. They are affiliate links. You click them, you buy, I get a commission, it helps out the channel, so that's my disclaimer. Anyways, let's get into this A7S III build, starting with, well, the camera, the A7S III. If you watched my last video, well, technically a couple videos ago, I told you about different cages for the A7S III, and my favorite cage is the Tilta full cage for the A7S III. On here, I have equipped a 77mm small rig NATO rail that I put on top that I'm gonna tell you what it's for when I start assembling this bad boy. And I also have a little short Manfrotto 501 PL plate right there on the bottom there. Camera. Of course, lens of choice. This is the #1 beginner's lens for anybody who is getting real serious about shooting photos or video for Sony. So this is the Tamron 28-75. This was the lens that helped me switch over from Nikon. So yes, very great lens. Let's put this bloke on here. So lens is equipped on here. So what you'll notice is both my camera and my lens are wrapped, and the wraps that I like to use are the ones by AlphaGuard. They are my favorite wraps, they're stylish, and they also add a nice little added layer of protection to your camera equipment. A lot of people don't think about that. Dust and debris and all that extra stuff. So yeah, go to AlphaGuard, get your wraps from them. They look absolutely amazing. Not a sponsor yet. Anyways, let's get into the base system here. Set that over there. So this is kind of my rail support. I have two 12-inch carbon fiber small rig rods here, 15mm rods, that are going to be kind of the base for how this entire system is going to go together. Nicey rig base plate to hold those rods in place there. And on top of the Nicey rig rail support system, I also have a Nicey rig quick release system as well. And that's where that Manfrotto little plate is gonna just drop in here. And that's what I like about it. It's not a slide in where you can slide it in, or where you should be able to slide it in. You can just drop it in there, then tighten it down, and you're good to go. What's great about that though is you have multiple cameras. You know, you can basically take this body off and put on a whole nother body into the rig, plug in everything, and then be good to go shooting right after that. So, yeah. I mentioned the NATO rail on top. This is my top handle here. It's by a brand called Nitsy. Like I said, links will be down in the description below. But NATO clamp on the bottom there. It's just gonna slide on top there. I believe this is called the Nitsy Stinger. That's the name of their actual handle there. But it's great because you do have a NATO rail there you can mount on top. I actually added a small rig NATO rail here. This is their RE locking pin one. It just goes there because this is not gonna come off of this particular handle at all. So I just decided to just keep it there. So we have handle, camera lens, rail support. Also, let me mention the quick release plate here, 501 PL plate here, long plate. And I like the long plate better than the short plate on the very bottom of the rig because it's just a little bit more stable when you are putting it on a tripod, especially when you start getting everything on this. So let's add on the monitor mount. Monitor mount that I have here small rig part. It is their tilt swivel mount, NATO on both sides. I'll show you why. So our top handle is on there. The monitor of choice that I'm using is the Atomos Ninja 5 with the small rig cage on it. What's good about the small rig cage is it's NATO on the top and the bottom there. So let me mount this small rig cage and of course have a battery attached. Adding that. All right, this thing is starting to take shape. It's getting a little top heavy. So let's start to add the power that we're gonna add to this thing here. First things first, I'm gonna flip out the screen here. This is a battery plate, or V-mount battery plate by a brand called Camvate. And what I like about it is it gives you a couple of extra ports to power your things from. So you do have a 7.2 volt for powering the camera. You also have a 12 volt as well as a 5 volt USB for powering things like, say, a smartphone or just low voltage type of things there. So, and I like to get it right about there. And I like having my Sony screen flipped to the side because that just gives me fuller access. I don't have to try to look behind here and press buttons in between the body there. I can just see it right on the side and then go back to what I was doing. There are other battery plates that are different configurations, like they can lean, they can tilt, they can, all different kinds. I like the vertical one the best, mainly because that gives me a little extra brace I can hold against my chest when I am filming handheld. So, of course, the battery, the V-mount battery that I'm choosing here, this is one by the brand called Miadi, or yeah, it'll be in the description. But two reasons why I chose this. It's a 97 watt hour battery. So what's great about that is if you are traveling, then you can take this on the plane with you. You can travel, this battery is essentially travel safe, because usually anything higher than that, then the FAA is gonna have an issue and you're not gonna be able to take your stuff you need to power the stuff that you need. Eventually I'm gonna have this wrapped just like my camera is from AlphaGuard. Another reason I chose this battery is because it does have a couple of extra D-taps there on the side. So I can power other things in addition to what's on the actual plate itself. Let me just mount this here. And that's locked down. So we got power, we got visuals. Let's add the HDMI cord. The HDMI cord that I have got is one also by Small Rig. It is a 35 centimeter cord. I'll just put it there. 35 centimeters, HDMI cord. Plug this into here. I didn't want a cord that was too long because I feel like this is just perfect for this particular rig. There's no excess. Even if I were to twist the monitor around, which is really good. Let us add our audio. So the audio the audio capture that I like to use for run and gun, shotgun mic by Rode. It is the Rode Video Mic NTG. This is a really good sounding, really good quality mic. What I like about it is I am able to change my gain settings external from the actual camera itself, so I can just change how loud or how quiet things are on the fly. What's really good about that is when I'm shooting, say, events, music festivals, things like that, if they ever happen again, then I have a little bit more control. So the tilted cage has a cold shoe mount right here on the side. I'm actually gonna mount this. All right, and we are golden there. We're good for audio. Let us add our dummy battery. So this dummy battery that I have here is by a brand named Vodka. The reason why I like this one is it does have this little coupler here. So this is more of like a safety precaution. Say something were to go wrong with this battery, you don't want it to short out your camera. You would much rather it short out the dummy battery than your camera. So this is kind of a safety precaution. Battery door open there. Batteries in there. And what I like to do is kind of go around this a couple times. And then I'll take this part, the D-tap part, and I'll go directly into the base plate. Dummy battery into the V-mount battery, powering the camera. And if I really wanted to, I can add power to the monitor as well. But I kind of just want to power the camera because I can get a couple of days' work off of one of these, just powering the camera with one V-mount battery. So I'll just use my NPF battery for the monitor and change those when I need to, and then, of course, dedicate it for that. This side handle is by a brand called Magic Rig. You can find a small rig equivalent on their website, most definitely. But it's a NATO clamp. I do like my NATO mounting options because, well, it's so quick to add on, it's toolless. So let me add that up here, tighten her down. Now we have a really solid built rig, but we're not done. I had something come in the mail the other day. I'm gonna take that off. This is the small rig matte box, and what I like about this matte box is not only the size and the lightweight of it, but the price of it is absolutely amazing. Compared to other matte boxes like Tilta and Polar Pro, this is a $100 matte box. What's really great about this is you can actually put filters in here. And some matte boxes like this, like the Tilta, you can only put one. This allows you to put 2 filters in here. It's clamp style, so you can actually put 2 different sizes of filters in here. I've never used square filters, but I will start using them. I'm used to using variable NDs, but you do run into things and issues when using those. So this is a really great investment. It's carbon fiber. The flag is removable. That little clamp there, you can put that back. Of course, you get adapter rings. So this one here adapts 67 millimeters to whatever size that is, because that's huge. So 67 millimeter on the Tamron, 67 adapter ring. Just gonna screw that on there. Just kind of slides on top of that adapter ring. And then you tighten it down. So flag's not bad. I would most likely use this without the flag, so I'm gonna set that to the side. And that is my rig for run and gun. Great support handle here, other side of the camera here, hold up against your chest here, and you're good to film whatever you need to film. You still have access to your zoom ring. I would say that this rig is about 95% complete. There are other things I want to get, like the Tilta-Nucleus follow focus, because this cage, you can add another 15 millimeter rod here and then add a follow focus module on this side of the camera, and then you're just good to go. So this is my first full video rig that I've built, and I can say it's balanced relatively well. I love the form factor, and this is my go-to camera rig. So if you see me out there shooting jobs, this is what I'm using. But let me know what you guys are using, because I'm always curious to see other people's builds. And with that said, my name is Malcolm Eugene. This was a very long video, longer than it probably should have been, and I am not sorry. I am out. Peace.